This is KTVO's Good Morning Heartland.
Welcome back. When buying property, there may be one question you may ask your real estate agent or title company. How should I take ownership of the property I'm buying? Because property is among the most valuable of assets, the question of how parties take ownership of their property is of great importance. Now, the form of ownership taken, the vesting of title, will determine who may sign various documents involving the property and future rights of the properties or the parties to the transaction. Now, if it all sounds like gibberish, it's not. In fact, we have Linda Ranson from Pickle Abstract Company here this morning to tell us more about how to vest in a different type of property and what vesting is all about, and vesting titles. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So first of all, let's go ahead and tell us what vesting actually means.
That actually is how you hold title.
Okay.
When someone says you have a vested interest in something, that is your ownership of that. So kind of puts it in common terms there.
All right. Now let's go ahead and talk about some common methods of holding a title.
Many people hold title as husband and wife. You know, man and woman as husband and wife. Maybe the two of us could hold title as tenants in common or joint tenants. Have different impact on those things. However, you could have Ella Rentals LLC, or you could have Ella Family Trust, and hold title as a trust or an LLC as well.
Okay.
And that protects your property in a different manner.
Okay. So let's go ahead and talk about other ways of vesting a title that you were just talking about.
With the vesting, if you were to hold title with a trust, you would need to have a trust drawn up by an attorney, and it would have very specific language as to how you are to have title to your property. So in that regard, if you took title with Ella Rentals or Ella Family Trust, and you decided another time and then you wanted to take title as Ella Soroka Family Trust, made a mistake in that, but that's why the title company will ask for documents to verify those sort of things.
Right.
Or if you had took title with an LLC, Ella Rentals LLC. It's very important to have those the documents for your articles of incorporation and the operating agreement in place to know exactly how you have to. It sounds very confusing, but it's what we do, and we verify that your documents match exactly the way you've set it up to do so with the attorney.
Now, is this something that you'd be interested in doing if you did want to do like a rental property or anything like that? Or is this something that would be something common for a husband and wife to do if they bought maybe not even just their own first house, but maybe additional properties? How does that work?
It is a good idea.
Okay.
Depending upon what it is you're going to do. If you want to just own your home and you own your home as husband and wife, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
There's no reason to not just take title as husband and wife. If you were to possibly have additional properties, if you were going to have rentals, if you were going to have several properties, maybe a farm and a couple of farm properties, and maybe you want to take it as Ella Farms LLC. That protects it. That makes it its own company. It makes it its own entity, and that's separate from you.
Okay.
You will need to have a tax ID.
Okay.
For a trust or an LLC. You'll need to have documents that state who is allowed to sign for it. Now, Ella Farms LLC may not allow you to sign for it. It may be that you have a board of directors that maybe you and two other people have to sign. Maybe just your president and vice president of your company.
Right.
It all depends on how you set it up.
Okay.
And it's very specific. When you set it up, everybody's is a little bit different.
And that's what I was just going to ask. Is it something that's when you start doing that and deciding how you want to sign those in the future, that's what you decide when you first set up a vested property?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's great. When you set it up, if we do Ella Linda Rentals, we want the two of us to sign every single time. You can't do anything without me. I can't do anything without you. That protects both of our financial aspect of ownership. However, if a husband and wife were to have an LLC, you know, that they may determine that it only takes one signature.
Right.
And that's fine too. It all depends on what your specific financial needs will dictate, and really, truly, what you're going to do with all of that. If it's rental properties, you know, it may be okay for you to have just one signature required. That's okay. Same thing for a trust. If it's the Ella family trust, you may not be the trustee. And so you may determine that your sister or someone is the trustee because she may be the one who looks out for your financial well-being. She may be the one that signs. So not always just because you are the owner or the settlor, as it's called, will you be the trustee and authorized to sign documents.
All right. And obviously this is something that you would sit down and talk with your title company when you're getting ready to do all that stuff, and you would be the person we would talk to, correct?
Absolutely. We would require documents be brought in, and we would look in the document to see exactly who is an authorized person to sign. Okay. And it will say who can buy, sell, rent, mortgage. You know, so it would be very specific within a trust and within an operating agreement for an LLC. Okay, perfect. So what we'll do is we'll post everything on our website at ktvo.com, and we'll link up your information as well with Pickle Abstract Company, because I know you have various locations, so everybody in the Heartland can get in contact with you. Again, thank you so much, Linda, for coming on. Thank you.
And we'll be right back.